Welcome to Anime with KK. I'm Kaylin, and today I want to talk to you about an anime that might have just crossed into my top 5 of all time. So let's jump in. My Hero Academia came highly recommended to me by many people after I finished Naruto Shippuden. But maybe you can understand that it did take me a little bit of time to want to jump into My Hero because if I'm being honest, the two are very similar. And I plan on doing a video where I compare Naruto Shippuden and My Hero Academia just to really paint that picture. But until then, this is all about My Hero Academia, and I am so glad I decided to finally give it a shot and watch it. My Hero Academia is about a young boy named Izuku Midoriya who, in a world of superheroes, was unfortunately born without a quirk. What are quirks? Quirks are basically a genetic mutation that are hereditary. So they're passed down from generation to generation, and it can manifest itself in any sort of way. Maybe you can float, maybe you can shoot fire or ice. The possibilities are endless, and I could honestly probably make my own video all on quirks itself. All that to say, Izuku Midoriya unfortunately is a quirkless kid. Izuku idolizes heroes. However, born without a quirk, he stands no chance of becoming a hero. Little do we know, some quirks can be passed down from a quirk user to another person, give or take a few stipulations. In Izuku Midoriya's case, he was lucky enough to run into the #1 hero, his idol, All Might, who basically is the greatest hero of all time. We come to find out that All Might can pass his quirk on to Izuku, and he is the perfect candidate for the job. In fact, All Might has to pass his quirk down because he is not looking so good. Now, before I go on, I will share, I very much identify with Izuku Midoriya. The poor kid growing up had these huge dreams and no one really believed in him. No one believed in his dream, and all he wanted was for someone to tell him, you know what? You can be a superhero. And not that I was looking for someone to tell me that I could be a superhero specifically. I mean, honestly, I would have freaking loved that. And I still kind of am waiting for someone to just show up on my door telling me, hey, you're a superhero. But that's not the point. His whole life, he was looked down upon because he was different. He wasn't as special as some other kids who had quirks or who were naturally born gifted. Although he had a huge passion within himself that it didn't matter what anyone says or how he was treated, he very much was always going to be there to help people. And that was so cool. All Midoriya wants to do is get into this high school, UA High, where the elite superheroes go and they train and they become superheroes. In the background, Izuku and All Might are training day and night to make sure that Izuku gets strong enough so he can fully realize this power that All Might is bestowing upon him. Well, after enough training and after Izuku was able to pass his test that he needed to, he was able to get admitted into UA High, but not because he did well on some of the tests, but because he showed a level of courage that other students didn't. He was more focused on helping others than helping himself, which that in itself is a special little moment that I feel like we should talk about. The whole point of being a hero is to serve others, not to serve yourself. And I feel like the world that we live in today, most people are concerned about themselves and no one else. And Izuku became a hero because he put people above himself. And that's what stood out to All Might, enough for him to want to give his gift to Midoriya. I thought this show was cool for so many reasons. The biggest reason is just how inspiring it really is. No one has the right to tell you who you can and can't be. Only you have the right to make that decision. You create your own fate. You create your own destiny. Don't let other people tell you that you can't do something. Only you can tell yourself that. If you want to believe other people, believe them. But at the end of the day, what's more important is your belief in yourself. Izuku Midoriya is proof of that. If he didn't hold on to his dream, even when all hope was lost, he would have never become one of the greatest superheroes. Belief goes a long way. Remember that. Another reason why I love this show is there are so many cool characters. There's the students, there's the teachers, love the teachers, the principal, the families. You get to meet so many fun, awesome people, and I just love the way the story, little by little, tells the story and the origin of all of these characters. in a way that's digestible enough for you to understand and learn everyone along with their quirks, along with their story, without feeling super overwhelmed. This show has basically crawled into my top 5. That's kind of saying a lot about it. Also, that's maybe saying a lot about the animes that I like. Inspiring hero's journey stories. What can I say? Now, in a world of heroes, there's obviously villains. And sometimes they make their way into our hearts before we had a chance to even stop it. I honestly couldn't help but love Jin Bubagawara, aka Twice. He became one of my favorite characters, and I don't know if you knew this, but he was actually modeled after Deadpool. Like, that's cool. Although I didn't really care for that movie that much. But I really did like Twice's character. I thought it was like a great comic relief, and I could really appreciate like the split personality aspect of him. Another amazing thing about My Hero Academia is that it does such a good job of telling the villain's story, which I think a lot of anime is really good at doing. But I felt like it did a really good job telling his story, starting it early so we were able to see the character development and just see how heartbreaking it is to sometimes not be given the chance in this world to succeed. So if I had to pick a favorite villain, I would say it's Twice. I would watch his character arc again just because it was heartbreaking but so beautiful, and to see just how much he loved his friends at the end and how much he just wanted to be a part of something. That was really special. Another reason I really loved My Hero Academia is it gave us a pretty good insight into what family issues could look like. Insert the Todoroki family here. We get to watch Endeavor going through his own internal battle and seek forgiveness from his family. What adult seeks forgiveness from their child for something that might have occurred many years prior? The fact that we get to see growth and change from such a powerful man is very inspiring and really incredible to watch. That basically goes to show that it doesn't matter how old you get, you're never too old to change, you're never too old to say you're sorry, and you're never too old to ask for forgiveness. So if you've seen My Hero Academia, you probably know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, I highly recommend watching it. Doesn't matter how old you are. It's a show for the whole family, and it's so great. Do I regret not watching it a little sooner? Kind of, but at the same time, I believe this show came into my life exactly when I needed it. And it gave me the opportunity to binge watch it and watch the whole 6 seasons in 2 months. So I'm grateful for that. Now I have to wait for season 7, which that I'm not thrilled about. Also, not thrilled about how season 6 ended, but for another day. Thanks for watching. I hope you found value in this video. If you like what you see, like what you hear, like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what other anime should 1, I watch, and 2, what do you want to hear me talk about? Let me know in the comments below, and I'm Anime with KK. Thanks for watching.